What's up, my fellow flyers? Welcome back again to another episode of FPV RAW. I'll be your host here, Ruben Howdegi, and I wanted to talk about flying. I wanted to talk about mainly why I fly. As a person that's doing these podcasts, and for me to venture out and kind of network with everyone else that's out there, and listen to their stories. And, I wanted to put my take on it and, do my own little personal spin on this podcast, just to do something different that's not part of the norm, not part of the PC, just something different. And that's what I wanted to do the most. And it's a nice feeling to have the freedom of being your own boss, being your own director, and CEO of a company, of an organization. It's fun. Nobody can tell me what to do, and it's awesome. It's a great feeling. And I enjoy doing this and having the freedom, and nobody can tell me that I can't do anything is an awesome feeling. Actually, nobody really does that in the real world. Well, when I'm at work with my crappy job. But I'm just saying, it's a good feeling to do this, and I wanted to kind of put this into perspective on why I fly, and it's the feeling that I get when I'm doing this podcast, and it's a feeling that I get when I'm out flying. It's just unreal. I love the way it feels when you're gliding and when you're coasting. And it's a good feeling. Last episode, Sean was talking about flying like a mini quad is like flying in a skate park. When a skate park has like the designated ramps, and Sean was talking about like you're limited to the ramps. Yeah, you can go outside the ramp, but your tricks are inside. You're doing tricks. You're grinding. You're going up. You're manualing to the next set of or bowl or whatever just happens to be at that park, like the tabletop, and just hitting the bar, and you doing your tricks and transitions, stuff like that. And then he was talking about wings are kind of like snowboarding, where you have a path, you have a trail, and you're hitting that, going down the mountains, going down a path or whatever, putting things into perspective like that. And I have yet to experience the mini quads and fly it like how you guys are out there. If you guys are listening and you guys are a gifted pilot or operator, I have yet to experience that feeling. So for me, I'm very interested in doing stuff like that, and just to kind of help my curiosity and the feeling and express and my emotions with a toy, a quad, or a wing, and so it's a nice take, and I do understand what what he was using that as an example. So it's pretty cool. Yes, you can do the same thing as down a mountain, but for most basic terms of explaining, I think it serves a really good purpose for me to understand too. So, like when I fly, the sense that I get that I'm actually like floating, and not necessarily floating in one place, because for us wings, we're very primitive. We're not. We've been around fixed wing. We've been around for years, even before I even knew about FPV and flying. Well, yeah, way before FPV. That's for damn sure. But you need momentum to continue to fly. And for me, it's a fun sense that I get rhythm. Like you build up this momentum, and then you just coast. And it's a lot of fun for me to do it. And I feel like it is a sense of flying like your favorite superhero, right? Like it feels like you're Juggernaut, you're the Hulk, you're Sentry from the comic books. If you don't know who Sentry is a big mofo. Superman, everyone knows Superman. It's like Spider-Man, when you're like launching onto like the buildings and you're going from building to building, you're coasting, it's like mini quads. Like you're like boom, hit, pivot, pop the throttle, jump again, pop the throttle, and then you're just like, you're constantly shifting your momentum around. So that's kind of like the principle. And flying for me is just so much freaking fun. Back in the day, for us to watch these movies like Top Gun or Iron Eagle or Flight of the Navigator. You guys remember that? You guys have to remember Flight of the Navigator. If you haven't, it's a funny movie. It really is. But it's a cool concept of what the flying. Like you watch this craft float over the ocean, and it's just buzzing by, and they give you that perspective. It's a really cool feeling. And for us as flyers, and why we are so drawn to it is that we actually have a movie every time we go flying. Like we put the goggles on or turn on the monitor, and every time we go flying, it's like a movie. And it's such an outer body experience that it's a very addicting. It's a drug that we need. And for me to fly, well, I don't get to fly as much as you guys out there, but for me to fly and enjoy the flights, I relish the feeling. Is that right? Anyways, doesn't matter. You guys know what I'm talking about. And it's just an awesome feeling. I really dig it. The sense that you can adjust the speed depending on your craft build. So if you want just a chill cruiser, you can do that, and you just nice, just floating. And if you want to go explore, obviously you change your equipment around, and then you increase your range there and your capabilities. So, you have the ability to explore. And like for me, I have some small range or short range, close range, and then I have some long range. So for a little bit further, more scouting, I have that ability there, and I enjoy both. Sometimes I want to go close and fast, and sometimes I want to go out a little bit further and go explore. And like I said before in my other videos, in my YouTube videos, which you guys can check out in the description below, just go to YouTube, type in SweepwingsRC, and you'll be able to find me, and you'll see my name and all that good stuff. But my route that I fly, goddamn, I love that route. It's going to be changing here pretty soon. Just recently they're starting to break ground, and I think they're going to put in like a new housing development for, I don't know, more people are going to be moving in, or they're going to redo there's like in my area, there's like an abandoned mall, but they're going to start working on that and do stuff. So I don't really know what's going to happen. So I'm going to have to find a new location and a new spot, which is going to suck. But at the same time, I mean, you can't stop progress. You can't stop the population from booming, and growing. So, but just doing that is a lot of fun. It's just, you're hunting, you're just flying along. You see obstacles, in your way, you're maneuvering. And my favorite thing to do, and a lot of you guys have the same kind of like the same sense, is, you're shadow chasing, yourself. You're following your own shadow, and you'll never catch it. But it's just a fun feeling, and it's safe. In my area, I have tons of room, so that's why it's nice to have. And then some guys out there, have a big open area, like Sean and the guys, or Sean in Colorado, he has a big area. The guys in New York, they have a nice open area. Like when Hugo shows us his videos, he's got, they all group up and they got this nice open pocket of land there, which is pretty cool. And it's just lush and green. It changes with the environment or with the weather. And it's very, very fun, and it's enjoyable. It grabs my attention, and that's what I like the most. It's just, God, it's so much fun. And some of the guys that don't really know, fixed wing, I think it'd be a good time for you guys to explore that feeling too. You're not going to get the most stable footage because even with the flight controller, what you're going to experience is that Mother Nature will push you. Mother Nature, the elements will knock you around. You are a guest in the air. So you have to realize that firsthand. If you don't get solid video, then it's up to you to kind of like figure out what craft you really want to use. And if you want that stable footage, what works the best is, the old, it's not old. It's kind of old, but it's called a Sky Hunter. It's it's a twin boom, platform, and then you put a gimbal on top, and that would give you your stable video. It breaks down. It's a nice aircraft. It's EPO, but it's proved itself time and time after again. And so if you want that feeling, that's your option. Even if the wind does move it, it doesn't really matter. Or a large wing, which they're out there, but you'd have to figure out a way to kind of set it up and put your gimbal on that. It has been done in the past, but since wings are belly landers, or Sky Hunter is a belly lander, you do kind of get a little bit of wear and tear on the gimbal, on the mechanisms on the inside. So you will see a little bit of fatigue after a while, but if you make it quick release, you can just swap it out and put a new one, even though it's pretty expensive to get a gimbal like that. But that is the that is the feeling that you guys can get and grow to experience that feeling. And it's so much fun. It's an outer body experience. It's, I guess, well, a lot of you guys who do understand what I'm talking about. And when people come up to you, they're like, what's it like? How are you doing that? You have to explain, we're working with frequencies here that are linked up that work, for this system here. And then you're viewing the data, the video transmission, here at the ground while, your toy is out there flying around. And so, when you show people, they're like amazed. They're so used to seeing it in the movies, on TV. They don't really experience it. And you believe it or not, they walk away understanding that there is a possibility out there, that there's a sense, there is a system out there that gives you that option. And that's pretty unique for us in the hobby. And it's just so freaking cool. Airline pilots, I'm don't know what it's like to fly a full-size airplane. But I'm pretty sure it's the same way, because they're like right at the nose of the aircraft, and they get to fly it. And yes, they do have a bunch of passengers on there, so they don't get to play around. Although I think they would like to, if they could. If there was like a airline jet that was suited and everyone can strap in, and then the pilot would take them on a ride. That would be pretty cool. Which I don't think is it? Has it been done? No, I don't think it has. But that would be a cool ride. Everyone would have to sign a waiver, of course. But yes, giving that sense of flying, then maybe everyone can have goggles with the camera in the front of the airplane. It's just an unreal feeling, and I do enjoy it. I do love the feeling, and it is a little bit of there's a little bit of cost to it. The cool thing about our hobby is the market that is feeding us, the Chinese market and their manufacturing parts on a daily, they're bringing the prices down. Now, some companies that are doing a great job for us, which they're holding their standards. So yes, you can get some cheap products that aren't as great, but the companies that stick around are the companies that are constantly listening to us FPV operators and who are listening to the change, and they're making a better experience for us and others. So we're flying it, we're having a good time, and we're scoping out spots, we're hitting new locations, we're going on trips, we're flying over, who knows what, water, mainly water. Water's a lot of fun. And we're collecting that information on a video camera, an HD video source. Definitely, it's got to be HD. Again, like I said before, solid standard definition is that's old school. Yeah, for your flight and for relay information is fine. But you want to post it and show everyone, this is why I fly. Well, here's the video, and this is why I fly. This is why I enjoy the hobby that I'm in. If there's a huge 100-foot pine tree that's out in the middle of a field that's just been growing there for years, I want to try to go fly on top of it. I want to try to wrap around it. I'm going to do some loops around it. I want to power loop a branch that it has, and it's just a fun experience, man. It's like when I say superheroes, like when Hulk jumps, and when he jumps, he's like, he's jumping from state. Well, in the comic books, he's jumping from state to state. And he has that. When he's flying, it's just like, holy shit! Like I can go there, I can go to that hill, I can go in the valley, and I'm safe. Well, your craft is not safe, but your craft isn't a living being. It's a tool. It's a toy. It's a UAV. So you have the ability to sense, or get that feeling of flying down the canyon. It's such a fucking awesome feeling. God dang it, it's so much freaking fun. And all the variations of crafts that are out there that, can do the job for you. Some are big, some are small. Some are fast, some are slow. So doing that and showing everyone out there that there are possibilities out there, and you show them on your social feed. It's we're continuously showing how amazing this hobby is, how amazing this sport is, and when you constantly do it, some people can make a living off of it. They have their certificates and all that good stuff, and they constantly have a good feed, a good history of producing content. And so, a lot more people will see this content, and that is good for us. And some people, it's bad at what they're doing. No, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that if you get a person that has a big following of people viewing their content, and regardless of what they're doing in the content that they're doing, you're showing the majority of people about us. And you can flip it any which way you want to and say, no, it's negative content though. It doesn't matter. They don't know about drones. They don't know about UAVs. They don't know about, fixed wings, mini quads, X1, Freedom class, just DIY. They don't know about us, RC stuff in general. And it gives them visibility for us, whether it be good or bad, doesn't matter. They then know, I seen a video of some guy flying on the beach. I saw a video of a guy flying in the forest, and he was bobbing and weaving through the trees. What is that? Well, Google will help you out and will search. And then that person might have an interest. He might show, or she might show, a friend, a family member, a coworker about us. And that video that you put online shows why we fly, why we like to fly. And you're putting, it's a bug. You're putting that little bug, that hobby, that idea in that person's head in a good way. It's a good way, because, some people are just so used to, doing nothing, just playing video games, just working on cars, and, or dirt bike riding. Dirt bike riding's fun, especially it looks a lot of fun. It's scary for me. But when you put a camera on the front of a dirt bike, we'll say, you're taking that person on a ride. It's nice and steady, and it looks like a fun ride. Now, this is the same principle for us in the hobby of with remote controls, the RC community. It's an experience that a lot of people don't really get to understand. For an instance, wingsuit guys, right? They strap on a camera with HD, and now the billboard can blow up the video and show the masses on wingsuit guys, skydivers, right? You're showing them, because I didn't know about wingsuits until pretty recently. I didn't know that the guys in the squirrel suits were actually out there doing this. And then I became more fascinated about it, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And you want to see something cool? Like, here, check this video out. And so that's what we're doing here. We're showing more people why we are so fascinated by this hobby. And some people are trying to, they're doing their best. They're doing their best. They don't have a lot of followers. They don't have a lot of people to reach out there, but they're doing their best. And that's like, especially like me, I'm trying to access, a lot of, people that are out there who I don't get to access, and kind of spread the word about us in the community. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's, we're all playing our part in this to kind of spread and kind of get this baby hobby. This is a baby hobby. We're still in the infancy still. Believe it or not, I said that like 2 years ago, and it's been taking some time, to get the masses on board and recognize that we're out there. I just saw a preview to the movie. It's called Drone. And, there's another movie. It's called like The Eye in the Sky or some shit like that. And, they're military drones, and it gives a really a horrible representation of us, because that's not what we're about. We fly for fun. We're small little toys. And the word drone in the military sense is a death machine, is a scouting death machine, believe it or not. I mean, yeah, you can use it for good and all that good stuff, but the masses don't view it that way. And so when we're showing our content to the masses, people, will start to change their thought process on us. We're not out there to spy. We're not out there to kind of peep through your windows and watch you take a dump. That's not what we're about. We're here to, explore the terrain, and explore the trails. So it's fun, man. So, I mean, I'm hoping that when I explain this stuff, it kind of puts things into perspective, for guys that are out there, and who guys, because I don't know what the listeners out there. I don't know what you guys are interested in. I'm just doing this because I'm hoping it might trigger a person who's on the fence maybe to get involved, or who's looking to get started in this hobby. And really, yeah, we are kind of a small market, but at the same time, we're a pretty tight niche market where, we help each other out as best we can. And that's what makes this market so great. And, enjoying the content with everyone that is who's in the hobby and who is out of the hobby. because some of the older guys that are out there, they might be ex-war veterans, ex, pilots or whatever, they have experienced that, and now they're witnessing something on a small scale where now they're safe to view the content, in a safe way. So there's a ton of stuff that we can do to kind of, show people, what we're capable of. I just think it's just a lot of fun, and it's safe. It's a safe hobby. Like, I'm not out doing drugs. I'm not out drinking and flying. I'm home, I'm charging up batteries. I'm building. I'm using my hands, my brain, measuring tools and doing layout strategically. And I'm constantly thinking about, these things to get this craft in the air and flying. So it's a very positive sport, hobby. And then, I can apply that to the real world, believe it or not. If I have if I'm stuck in a situation, I have the ability to say, I remember I use this as a method to measure. I use this tool to cut and do it that way. So for the younger kids, which I doubt they're probably listening, for the older guys, you can probably, translate that to, the kids, or if the kids are stuck or whatever, you have the ability to relay that information, and help them out. So, that was kind of rambled off a little bit, but you know what I mean? Is showing people that the amount of fun that we have in the hobby, showing more people with guys that have a bigger following, and getting them involved. And, it's just so much freaking fun, man. I love it. I love it. I think that was long enough for me to, ramble off. I do apologize, but, I'm going to end it here and kind of, just, I try to do these short clips for you guys during the week. And, believe it or not, so my data for uploading, I'm gonna just keep it real with you guys. So when I upload stuff, I have a limit of how much material I can, upload. So if I forget to do a week, sometimes, if I forget, then I forget. But if I, skip a week, I try to make sure that I have enough data per month to upload stuff. I don't have the unlimited plan. I just got, the limited. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys, unless it's for fun bullshit. But yeah, I'm gonna do a video of the week here for you guys. I'm gonna put the links of the YouTube channel, and the subscriber, the YouTube subscriber, in the show notes. And again, the show notes show up on my feed. I have a podcatcher that I use. It's called Podcast Addicts, which works pretty good because you can see the show notes and you can click and it just links you. I don't know about the other podcasts catcher thingies like Stitcher. I think you can do it with Stitcher, and I'm not too sure with iTunes. I don't have an iTunes device to see how that works. But if it does, hopefully you guys can check them out. If not, you guys can just type in what I say in the YouTube, and you guys can find these guys. So, the video of the week, it's called, okay, so here, this is the subscriber. These guys are from Hawaii. These, Dane, Ethan, Ian, oh shoot, I'm going to forget you guys. I'm sorry. But, the subscriber name, okay, so bear with me here. It's FPV Hi Hawaii. So FPV HI, and then I think it's a space. Let me see. Yes, there's a space, Hawaii. These are the Maui boys out there, and they're flying wings and mini quads. Beautiful location. You guys out there are super lucky to have the landscape of the ocean, of the trees, the mountains, the clouds in the background. It's beautiful. So beautiful. It really does beat my farmland area out here. It's pretty boring. But you guys, beautiful content. I love it. This video is the Sweepwings Juggernaut on Maui. Now, again, the username that you guys could probably type in is FPV High space Hawaii. Now these guys, they fly together. They're the guys that I met. Let's see, in Drone Worlds, and when I was there in Drone Paradise in Hawaii in 2015. I think it was end of 2015. So you guys go check out the video. A little bit of kind of, it's my Sweepwings Juggernaut out there. But it's a really good video. They're flying low, like they're showing, I don't know if I don't want to play it because it'll pick up the audio. But they're chasing the guys like Ethan, Ian's out there, Dane's out there, Dino's out there. They're just living it up. It's freaking badass, guys. Go check him out. Give him a like, give him a subscribe. He only has 121 subscribers. So go follow him. I mean, if you're following like cat videos and stuff like that, I mean, follow these guys. Hit the bell button because I know that was a big deal. So hit the bell button. It's a freaking badass video. You guys will like it. And it's just, dude, freaking, it's Hawaii. I don't know what to tell you. It's freaking badass. Go check them out, guys. With that, I'm going to wrap it up here. And don't forget to go visit sweepwings.com, my store. It's a little store. It's not big. Just trying to, sell some stuff to kind of keep me going, the shop going. And I sell wings. I sell kits there. Just and every sale helps me continue to keep Sweepwings going. So I'm just one dude. I got my buddy Tim to help me out on the bigger stuff. If I need a lot, if I need to order a lot of kits, then I'll have him help me out. So you're supporting us little guys, and I got stickers and keychains and all that stuff. I said it in the other podcast, but I should probably start doing this more and more. So this show is something for me to kind of network with you guys out there, and maybe if I can teach you, I can enlighten you about stuff. Hopefully it helps. So go check out the store, and hope you guys enjoy this episode. And until next time, guys, peace.